You had a challenge being kind? Kindness was not just an exercise of thoughtfulness for me. For me, being kind could endanger my marriage and my life. Kindness was not tolerated by my husband Nabal. In his mind, to be kind was to be weak. But for me, kindness isn't just something I do, it's who I am. For Nabal to command me not to be kind would be for him to command me not to be Abigail. That's why Nabal's men would come to me whenever they had a problem. They knew who Nabal was, and they knew who I was. They knew the weakness of Nabal's anger and parsimony, and the strength of my kindness and generosity. I have had years of a joyous marriage to a man who took pride in his cruelty. The bright spot in my day, showing kindness to soothe the wounds of the people damaged by Nabal's cruelty and minimize the horrible results of that cruelty. Shining the light of kindness on Nabal's victims brought light into my own dark life. But then came the day when kindness would not just make a life better, it could save a life, many lives. It was the day when one of Nabal's shepherds came running to me with alarming news. David sent messengers from the wilderness to give our master his greetings in hopes of getting some of the provisions your husband has for us, all during sheep shearing time. But Nabal hurled insults at them and chased them all away. Yet these men were very good to us. They did not mistreat us, and the whole time we were out in the fields near them, nothing was missing. Night and day, they were a wall around us the whole time we were herding our sheep near them. Now think it over and see what you can do, because disaster is hanging over our master and his whole household. He is such a wicked man that no one can talk to him. I had to act quickly. I was used to my husband's mindless cruelty, but not the prospect of how his harsh words could get us all killed. I could see the disaster looming. Those men of David didn't deserve such a rude treatment, and my husband's men would not deserve the death and destruction that would surely come their way if I didn't do something and I didn't do it fast. Kindness in mind and heart are all a good start, but what can avoid wreckage and heartbreak is kindness in action. I had to quickly treat David and his men kindly, not rudely. I took 200 loaves of bread, 2 skins of wine, 5 dressed sheep, 5 seahs of roasted grain. That's 60 pounds to you. 100 cakes of raisins and 200 cakes of pressed figs, and loaded them on donkeys. My heart is hammering in my chest as I head toward David's camp. I stop in my tracks as an endless flood of angry men come over the hill. That must be David heading this way. And he brought his men. There must be hundreds of them, each of them wearing a sword and murderous expressions on their faces. So many men, so many swords, so much fury, so much potential death. I pray to Jehovah to give me the words to say to David and to prepare David's heart for my words and my gift. I fall on my face before David, bowing on the ground. I gave all of those provisions to David, along with my profuse apologies for my idiotic husband's behavior, and I held my breath. I know that Jehovah has a bright future for David, but not if he stains it with the innocent blood of my husband's servants. I think that Jehovah has used my kindness to not only save my husband's men, but to save David's own future. David tells me how if I had not done this, not one of the males belonging to Nabal would have been alive come morning. Whew! Kindness had won the day. Kindness is powerful. If only I could have somehow drilled that fact into my husband's thick skull. But his head was too hard, and so was his heart. When he learned of my kindness toward David and his men, my husband became so enraged, his heart failed him and he died. So what happened to me with no husband? Who says I have no husband? A certain young future Jewish king who appreciated my kindness and wisdom, has married me. So remember this: godly kindness is powerful, godly kindness is transformative, godly kindness wins God's battles. So be kind, be powerful, be transformed, and be victorious.